I can get any image on the internet and use it as wallpaper.
I haven't seen anyone advertise a wallpaper since like the year of our Lord 2002. Like before flip phones were out of style, wallpapers weren't a perk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, frankly.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons, as is Wizards of the Coast.
Are they? Doesn't look like they are, but
Well,
that's just
they're claiming to.
yeah, sure.
I guess I'll probably link this link that we're talking about in the description if I remember to. But yeah, that's Sam sent me this link, and we're gonna talk about what Wizards have got up their sleeves to celebrate the 50th year of this grand game.
It really is. I think this announcement in particular is like a pretty clear statement about where D&D is right now, and it's not a good place. But we'll talk about it, I guess. Do you want to start with
Yeah,
the wallpaper
yeah. Well,
or
see, I
the
like
Pop-Tarts?
go, going through this list or this post here. It feels like I'm reading through a barbarian subclass description. Like, all right, what do we get at third level?
Still nothing. Seventh, nope. 10th is still got nothing. Oh man.
And like, all right, this is D&D Beyond. So this isn't just some random guy talking about what's happening. This is what they are presenting to us as the celebration. And what do they start with?
The wallpaper. And an
Wall.
exclusive.
And they've got it in big bold letters with an exclamation point. 50th exclusive wallpaper. A
I
50th anniversary gift.
I genuinely would not be surprised if the art that they're using is from a book that just didn't sell very well. I would have bet like that happens a lot, and I wouldn't be able to tell.
I mean,
Sure,
it is their gold anniversary. They got a gold dragon with a bunch of confetti, but I mean, and you know what? They don't owe me anything,
it's true.
but don't make this out to be a gift that I'm supposed to get excited about. I don't I don't remember the last time I used wallpaper for anything.
This feels like to me this intro, the 50th anniversary wallpaper. It feels like they were like, oh crap, it's D&D's 50th anniversary. We need to do something, and we've had 49 years to plan for this point, but no one has. So instead, what we're gonna do is just on the fly make our intern come up with something, and the intern goes, "Okay, what's my budget?" And they say $50. And the intern's like, "Uh, we're gonna start with a wallpaper, I guess. That's in budget, right?" It
Oh,
feels like
yeah.
it's like okay after the wallpaper because we can breeze right by this, right? This isn't
I was
real
just saying, like,
news.
I can get any image on the internet and use it as wallpaper.
I haven't seen anyone advertise a wallpaper since like the year of our Lord 2002. Like before flip phones were out of style, wallpapers weren't a perk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, frankly. Anyway, what's
What do
also
what do we get at level 7?
they also announced, and I wasn't aware they went away because I pre-COVID, like right pre-COVID, I DM'd at a convention at Three Rivers Con or something in Pittsburgh. Like I ran the thing. It says that the D&D play events and conventions are coming back. And then they have a list of the events that are the conventions and events, but like these just have. I didn't think they stopped.
Are
Like
these
Gary
like, I mean,
Con, PAX
officially
East.
sponsored D&D events?
I guess. I wasn't aware that you couldn't do these kinds of things, but I guess now
I
they're
mean,
back.
otherwise it's just anybody playing D&D is a D&D play event.
Yeah, which is these
That
have historically not been. I don't want to say not fun. They've been great times. It is genuinely cool event if you can do a con D&D game. They tend to be like you will often be in a room full of a lot of people that are all playing the same adventure and sharing similar experiences and hearing bosses and cool things happening,
mm,
right? It's neat. I'm glad they're bringing it back. They didn't change it at all, to my knowledge. And like, it's just some sample adventures that they released. There's like the part of the Quest for the Infinite Staircase, one of the new books that's coming out. They have one of those adventures apparently that's going to be debuted at them. But like, I'm at local game stores multiple times per week. I'm a big nerd. I didn't know about this. I went to MagicCon Chicago. Like, I'm a big nerd. I
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
mentioned
that
that.
this was happening until today when I looked at this article. And it's like, is it back? Does anyone care? Are these happening anywhere? This is a total of 10 total events where you can play D&D at that you maybe couldn't have before. There's not like better details about them or anything like that. It just says, wait till later in the year, you'll get more information, but 2 of them have already passed.
Well, that's not their fault. I mean, did they pass when this was posted? Is
Where's
this a new article?
this article is as of February 12th, so it was not at that time. But you
Yeah.
can bet your butt there isn't more information up on the site currently about what else to expect from these events or how these events are better or different or expanding the IP at all. I don't see this as a like particularly ringing endorsement of actual plays getting more support. They sure haven't done anything to give
What?
more in-person game store and convention support.
And this is
So
just something that's happening. This isn't to celebrate the 50th anniversary of D&D. This is a D&D events are happening.
yes. And again, I wasn't aware that they would like hard stopped. So I don't know if this is actually anything or if this is more fluff. And it's hard to tell because it's already very unpopular. Bad place to start. We're not
This
doing
is
too hot.
it's getting me about as excited as the wallpaper.
Yeah, same. And like I want to be excited for this. I want to be able to like actually go play D&D League maybe sometime some places. And there's like 10 local game stores around my area that's in half an hour of me. 0 D&D events. I've seen more Paizo Pathfinder events in my area than I have seen for this. Now, granted, that's small sample size. Maybe in California, wherever you're at, maybe this is a bigger hit, but I don't see anything happening with it otherwise.
But did you just say California at random, or do you actually
I
think I live in California?
I say California at random because there's
Okay.
a couple of these conventions.
Right,
3
right,
of the
right, right.
10 are in California, 2 of which are in San Diego.
I just didn't know like how little you knew about me. I'm in Georgia.
I know you don't live in
All right.
California, Bob.
Okay. All right.
Don't worry. So the actual like, can you consider this next section like celebrating the 50th anniversary? I don't think you can, right? I think one of these
The
next
book
book
releases.
releases,
You
yeah,
know what I will say? This image they have under book releases, I'd much rather use that as my wallpaper.
that's true. It's way cooler.
Yeah,
It's Vecna doing awesome stuff, and you can just you right click and you hit save image as.
I know.
Done.
Even I could do this.
That's crazy. It's a wallpaper. So yeah, the new books that are slotted to release this year, and one of them is next year. That's the Monster Manual. Is Vecna Eye of Ruin, The Making of Original Dungeons and Dragons 1970 to 77, Quest from the Infinite Staircase, and then the next edition. So 2024 PHB, DMG, and MM.
I mean, the making feels like a 50th anniversary product.
Yeah, that's the only thing so far I've been like, oh, this is a thing celebrating specifically 50 years of D&D.
Yeah.
Would this have happened anyway?
I don't know. I don't know about that one, but yeah, the
Yeah.
rest of it definitely would have happened anyway. I mean, they've got to publish new stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, they've got a never before seen draft of the first D&D written in 73 by Gygax in this incredible book. So they might have been saving that. There's maybe some thought, some planning ahead. I will say, like, this slot is a little sad. Like, two of these books, like the 2 headlining products this year, prior to the next edition, are 2 adventure modules. Vecna Eye of Ruin is top-end adventure, and Quest for the Infinite Staircase is like the Tales from the Unending Portal collection of adventures. Now, I think the Quest for the Infinite Staircase, that has some value, I can imagine. I like drag and drop adventures for DMs. But if you're a player, you have nothing until the new PHB, and you've had nothing since Tolerance Cauldron of Everything. You've gotten like 2 options, like sprinkled in here and there, some setting books. But like, this slot of books up until the next edition is not great. And I do really think them not having the new edition out before the 50th anniversary that's a miss.
Is
That's
there
a big unfortunate event to have happen because you can't even have like 50th anniversary celebratory play events with all the new PHB stuff launching across the year or anything like that.
actually a date for the anniversary, or is it just the year?
I think it's just the year, but like the PHB comes out in late September.
Yeah,
So
and
like
then the
how
Monster
long do you
Manual doesn't
have?
even come out until February of next year.
Yeah. So like, you're not gonna actually on the 50th anniversary year play with the new edition for the majority of the year.
Well, no, not for the majority of the year. I feel like with the player's handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide, you can still play. I mean, you can use the old Monster Manual, but yeah, you're still September, well, half of September, October, November, December. You're getting 3.5 months tops.
Woo!
Eh, I'm
I
not
it
I'm not playing it to celebrate the 50th anniversary. I'm playing it because it's fun.
Yeah, agreed. We have one last category of ways that they're celebrating the 50th anniversary. New partnerships for D&D merch.
What does this mean?
It means they have 3 new partnerships. One of them I think is actually kind of
Wow.
cool, and the other 2 are really funny.
All right. I think I can guess the cool one.
So, you can now get D&D themed Converse footwear and apparel.
That's not it.
Sure. You can get D&D themed treats from Pop-Tarts to enjoy during your game sessions. I have a lot of
What?
questions
Yeah.
about this
I mean,
particular decision.
are they just going to be D&D themed Pop Tarts or treats from Pop Tarts? What does that mean?
I don't know if they know. I don't know who went and played a game of Dungeons and Dragons and was like, you know what, we all are really enjoying Pop Tarts specifically.
During every session,
Not
just
Frito
pass
Lay,
around the Pop Tarts.
soda, I could see it. Pizza, I could see it.
Pizza,
I could
sure.
see so many shareable snacks, but a random breakfast food.
It's,
What?
this is. I think they reached out to 1,000 companies, and Pop Tarts got back to them.
That's embarrassing. That's like, how do you drop the
Pop Tarts are on a roll, though. I mean, I think Jerry Seinfeld is making a movie about Pop Tarts.
Yes, the man who's notoriously still relevant.
All right, well, you know what? I'd be excited if Dungeons and Dragons or Jerry Seinfeld was promoting my shit.
That's fair. That's a good point. And the last thing that I actually really like that they did, and there is a little bit more about this. There's a Lego building set complete with minifigures, and they did a whole little event with this that's pretty cool. So they made the MSRP is a bit steep, $350
Yeah.
Lego set, but they paired it with a D&D adventure and character minis that you can play the whole adventure in the Lego set. So you can build it as you're playing with your players. You can do, especially if you got like younger kids playing and stuff like that, you can play a rudimentary version of Dungeons and Dragons or just 5th edition. You can use the real core rules with it if you want to, with this free adventure they released alongside it. They did a 3-hour live play with it with a celebrity and Ginny D, the YouTuber, she's on there. A bunch of people were on that live play, right? And it's kind of cute. I like it a lot. As far as like getting young D&D fans into it, it's a really cool looking Lego set. It's got a big dragon and stuff. If there's
Uh,
more of that, I'd be excited. But
$350. How big is this thing?
yeah. It's got
And
a full dragon.
you're playing a whole adventure in this thing?
Yeah, it's got really constrained space, but it's sort of aimed as an introductory adventure. I read
Yeah.
through it. The gist of it is you go from a tavern that's connected to this tower, and the players go up the tower.
Okay.
It's relatively straightforward and simple. You find a
Yeah.
stolen dragon egg, a big dragon comes in, you have to convince the dragon not to kill you while you kill the boss, that kind of thing. It's
I
cute.
will say that Lego joining forces with D&D. I mean, I'm not paying $350 for this set,
Oh, me neither.
but it is near and dear to my heart. Since the beginning of my D&D career, I've used minifigures as my D&D miniatures.
It feels like a really
I've,
natural fit.
well, I've just never been into like actual miniatures, all the painting and stuff. That's something a lot of people love, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. But for me, it's always been Lego minifigures. As a kid, I had this giant crate full of Legos, and yes, I will continue to say Legos as the plural.
Sure.
Yes. But yeah, and I was a sucker for the medieval castle sets. I went through a little space phase, but most of it is castles and knights and horses and stuff. And yeah, so I had a myriad of weapons and armor types, and I'd piece it together exactly like I wanted my character to look, and that's something I couldn't do with regular miniatures.
I think like you're also hinting at like D&D isn't Baldur's Gate necessarily. D&D isn't like Forgotten Realms exclusively. In fact, most tables aren't that. And while their IP does have some value, a lot of the value in D&D is building your own stuff, which
Yeah.
is exactly Lego's brand, right? You're taking pieces, especially whenever you're younger, and you're combining them to make the cool epic fantasy that you have in your brain come to life. I think that's a really, really perfect fit for the brand. I'm glad that that is happening.
Yeah, me too.
I think, again, there isn't like D&D 50 on a lot of the stuff, so it doesn't feel like this is really any kind of celebration at all. It just feels like they got one good brand deal. They're selling Pop-Tarts and Converse. Some intern found some old art that's like, we'll pretend it's important as a wallpaper, and then here's what we're releasing this year. This doesn't feel like any kind of celebration. There's not
No.
anything to this. That's so disappointing.
I mean, it's got an event section, but no actual event about this.
No, these are just like, we'll be at these things. You can watch
Like
the
we
panel
are
pieces.
every year.
Yeah, and they're just talking about this is what's in Vecna I have ruined. It's an adventure with Vecna as the villain. Yup. That's tracks. You've done this every year for the last how many years? This one doesn't feel particularly special. I would have loved to see, like, we're selling the biggest, most expensive mini we've ever done. Like, we're doing a Vecna Conquers the Universe mini or something, right? This big $2,000 perfectly sculpted art piece you get. I would love to see some extravagance to this. I'd love to see D&D, like, selling some cool, awesome 50th edition or 50th anniversary stuff. I really think it would have been sweet to have
Sneakers and Pop-Tarts.
50th anniversary covers and like reprints of AD&D or something, right? Give me a 50th anniversary version of second edition. Like maybe even just release a D&D throughout history bundle, and it's just a reprinted word for word execution of the first one player's handbook from each edition, including 5th, with the new arc on the covers, and just sell me that. Give me some collectible memorabilia. Give me something more than a wallpaper. Let me spend my money if I want to spend my money on this thing, right? Like, I don't think the Lego set is exactly what I'm talking about. That it's not for 50th edition or 50th anniversary D&D, right? Like, that's just a cool thing you get for your kids or for your playgroup or something.
No, because I mean, like, is there anything on the packaging that says 50th anniversary?
I don't think so.
No.
The adventure there is, I think, but like, it looks just like D&D Lego.
Yeah.
And then there's an adventure on D&D Beyond you can download for free. This is a whimper as far as 50th anniversary goes.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pulling up the PDF real quick of the adventure. Doesn't say 50th anniversary anywhere. Not on the cover. Not that I can see within the first page. And let me check the back cover. Let the PDF load. Nope, just says Lego. Nope.
Yeah, this, I mean, the only thing that remotely feels like a celebration is the wallpaper.
I mean, I could envision the making of the original Dungeons and Dragons being a big 50th anniversary product. I can't believe I hadn't heard about it until this post. It is a pre-order on Amazon, I guess. That kind of is close. It, again, doesn't really say like celebrating 50th anniversary or anything on it. It's just got like a gold cover. It's kind of neat looking.
Yeah.
It's $100. Okay. That's somewhat extravagant, I suppose.
Yeah. That sounds like I'm not buying that either.
Yeah. I don't know. D&D seems like it's going through it at the moment between large layoffs and this slate. No announcements for like Baldur's Gate updates even? Like, give
It's just
us
they've had like a whole year of shooting themselves in the foot, and that's not that's not the year you want before your 50th anniversary.
no. Like, honestly, at this point, I wouldn't have even made this announcement. This looks embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Like, nothing here is slated as big or exciting. It's just these are what we've done. We have a 3-minute video of our devs talking about, hey, we've been here for 50 years.
Not us specifically.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know what? They probably should have held off on the movie for another year. That would have been an
Honest,
event.
it feels like there have been so many little missed moments in setting up a big 50th, right? Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate 3 got evidently delayed because it missed the release with Magic's coinciding Magic set,
Mm,
Battle for Baldur's Gate, right? Like it came out a year after that.
okay.
If they pushed it a year later, it would coincide with D&D 50, and if it released a year earlier, it would have coincided with the release of the Magic set. The D&D movie comes out, and it again doesn't coincide with D&D 50, so there's not like big celebration to it. I think it's just a D&D event that happens. It feels like there's just horrible mismanagement on when these events fire, when these things come together, and you're just left with like, well, nothing is ever happening, or if something is happening, it's a big one-off that has nothing to do with anything else. It just feels scattered and incohesive, like how I
Well,
talk most of the time.
I think horrible mismanagement defines a lot of the D&D's 50 years.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, well, that's kind of a whimper.
Yeah, comments down below if you've had like notably better experiences at cons this year with D&D, like is Adventurers League back or something when it was gone? If anyone's got better insight into that, hell, let us know in the comments. Or maybe there's things here that you're like, no, the Deck and Eye of Ruin is a 50th celebration. It's sweet. It's super cool. I'm really excited for it. Let us know there too.
Or I can't wait for the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. Maybe that really is like that's all I've wanted for all these years is a D&D logo on my Pop-Tart. It's just
Was it what's the
it's
spell
just
that
so
uses tiny
sad.
tarts as a
Yeah.
component? Was that Tasha's Hideous Laughter?
So I think something to that effect, yeah.
Maybe this is what we're getting, the tiny tarts.
The tiny tarts.
Yeah, because
Tasha's tiny tarts.
that's a shareable snack. You get a
It
bowl of
is
tiny tarts.
perfect for your hideous laughter.
Yes.
It's a very deep cut joke that not even most people that play this game will get.
Uh, well, I won't say I'm excited, but I am looking forward to seeing what the treats by Pop-Tarts are.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for the new books, which we haven't heard much of anything about. We got to see like a little taste of the revised wizard, and that's kind of it so far. So I am nervous. But hey, maybe it'll be good.
Well,
Maybe everything will be great this year. Maybe it'll be actual 50th anniversary to remember. I doubt it, but maybe.
I'm excited for the new books insofar as that they'll allow us to have more content on this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Happy 50th Dungeons and Dragons.
Celebrate with a new wallpaper.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.